Hello my dears, Lavi here, and welcome to this video. Today I will be talking about why copyright is important, what it actually is, why it's important to get a creator/artist's permission first, before you ever decide to put your creation in a video, or any type of project. This video isn't meant to be based on any prior or current issues, but is a way to teach those who don't understand what copyright and such exactly is. So, let's get started. What is exactly copyright? Copyright is a legal right given to a creator or owner to print, publish, perform, film, or record, literally, artistically, or present musical material. So what is this in basic terms? It's a law that allows someone who created something to own the rights to their work, and by creating their piece or project, it is protected. This basically means if someone has stolen your work without your full consent or permission, you do have the option to sue them. By doing this, if it's successful, you may be awarded money for the damages that have been inflicted by someone stealing your work. So in other words, you want to make sure you get full permission from an artist or creator before you decide to post a piece of work on a video or project throughout the full duration. If you do violate the copyright law on the internet, you will possibly get something called a DMCA. What's a DMCA, you may ask? Well, it is legally called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. In the book Digital Millennium Copyright Act, the same name, by Marcia Wilbur, it states for this law that it criminalizes production and dissemination of technology, devices, or services intended to circumvent measures that control access to copyrighted works. This basically means that if your work is used electronically without your permission, that it's really a criminal act. So, how can I put this in a situation where any person can understand? You may wonder. I'll use the Sonic fandom as an example, as well as several situations and examples within said fandom. Let's say that someone creates a male OC out of a Sonic AU, or alternate universe. And this creator decides to post a whole bunch of art they have created of their character onto the website known as DeviantArt, or any other art site for that matter. Now, DA protects all their artists under the copyright law, and they do take reports very seriously. But what would happen if someone from an entirely different platform, like YouTube, saw this character? Let's give it an example, shall we? So, say some random YouTuber wants to use a piece of art of that male OC that an artist created, and they want to put the character in their videos. Would their first thought be, I should ask permission from the artist before I use the character? Sadly, as many of us know, as people in fandoms, we tend to not ask for permission to post a piece of art that is not ours. So, that random YouTuber, they would take that piece of art and wouldn't ask permission first. I'm not labeling those of us who are truthful and who actually ask for permission first as the ones in the wrong here, but the situation is based on if no one asked permission. Now let's say the YouTuber uses a model or piece of art of that random male OC in their video over the entire duration, but only credit it as, this is a DeviantArt OC. I will say this here and now, this is not proper crediting. When you credit an artist, you cite your sources. You give the link from where you found it, and you say, this OC and art is made by, and whoever the artist's name is. It is never okay to just say, this is a DeviantArt OC, and think that it is proper crediting when it in fact is not. Many of us have graduated from school, or are still in school. You all know that whenever you chose to present on something, you would cite where you got the information or images from. This falls into the same category. By citing your source, as well as giving who created the piece or has given the information, shows that you are properly crediting the original creator. Now, do DAOCs fall under copyright laws? They in fact do. The moment a person creates a project or piece, they legally own the rights to that piece or version of that character. Nowhere does it state that a DAOC does not fall under these laws. Let's use another example. My character Vale, who is a Shad Amy fan kid, and who I adopted from XX Levi Kyojin XX on DA. I will probably pop it on screen. But this character I actually own. 'Cause I adopted her. So, many people would argue that she looks like a gender-bent version of Shadow. So, let's put in perspective the last example. A random YouTuber sees a model or piece I've created of Vale and decides, hey, I'm gonna use that OC in my video. An artist won't know their work is stolen unless someone shows them, or they stumble across it themselves. So do know if you're a thief in this case, you can't hide from being found out. You will always be found out, regardless if you think the cards are in your favor. So let's say someone tells me, hey, this YouTuber is using your character, or I think this is your character, and provides a screenshot. I would first be either very horrified as an artist, or I'd be somewhat irked that someone did not ask permission first. Do note that some artists don't mind you using their work, but it is always a good idea to ask permission before you decide to save the piece to your computer or phone, as well as putting it into a video. So, what should a YouTuber do in a situation of wanting to put a character into their video? This goes for anyone else as well. 1, if they want a specific OC from DA or any platforms such as Twitter or Instagram, they should ask the artist permission first before deciding to fully do a video with said character. The other option would be way more original and fun. By creating your own character, or buying/adopting one, you'd be able to use that character to your full extent or duration. But what if a YouTuber decides not to do either of these things? What does it mean for the artist? If a YouTuber decides not to do either of these things I just mentioned, such as asking permission, or creating their own character, and just goes ahead and uses the character without permission, they are stealing intellectual property. With a lot of big YouTubers, they create revenue off of their videos, or a thing called monetization. This means they create profit off of what they create, such as their videos. If an artist's intellectual or legitimate property is being used without their consent, they're losing the earnings of what the YouTuber is profiting off of. This can lead to an artist living from paycheck to paycheck each week. This in itself is not a good thing. Many thieves steal things they believe should be theirs, or what they want/desire to have. An example could be wanting to have a character much similar to an OC that someone already owns. Or it could be they thought the OC was so cool that they would steal it for themselves. Not many thieves have good intentions at the start. A lot of them tend to think for themselves. Now, I know many people would say, why don't you just leave it in private messages if it's dealing with taking something down that someone doesn't own? There is a high danger when it comes to DMs or PMs. With any platform such as Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and DeviantArt, there is a high risk that the thief will take the DMs out of proportion and make it seem that they are the victim, when in fact the artist is the victim. There's one thing, though, that no thief should ever do when it comes to responding to these situations. Such as if he or she decides to make a call-out post or video, it is not okay to post screenshots of the artist defending their artwork, rightfully so, in DMs to you, and twisting their words to make it seem like they are the aggressor and you the saint. If an artist is being extremely angry towards you in DMs when you have stolen their work, they are defending their right for their piece. The copyright law may protect them, but it won't protect a liar who is just trying to get a cash grab. The artist works seconds, minutes, hours, months, and possibly multiple years on their creation or character. By creating revenue and making witch hunts towards the artist just to make you seem like the better person, is legitimately immature. It in fact makes you seem like a lower person. You may be nice and kind to everyone, but by guilt-tripping an artist by saying, "Income is tight, this is the only way," is nothing but an excuse. There are many jobs out there besides being a voice actor or YouTuber, whether it be gaming, art, or vlogs. Sure, YouTube may be someone's passion, but it doesn't have to be the only option. But what about fair use, you may say? Fair use is a law that permits limited use of copyrighted material without having to first acquire permission from the copyright holder. This means that you can use a small section of a piece of an image or video, but you cannot use the full entire thing. If you did that, it would be considered stealing, as you aren't giving credit, nor did you get permission to post or use the full image. And to put this somewhat mildly, since I had to deal with this myself, what if you used an image from a movie as a profile picture? If the picture of a character that is deeply loved from a certain fandom, and a company decided to sue every single person with that character as their profile picture, they would make enemies pretty fast, almost to the point where no one would be interested in their product or project, as the fans would not be able to show their love and support by having that character from a show or project in their profile. This is mostly why companies such as movies and gaming companies tend to leave the fans of their product alone. If they didn't have anyone to love their product, they wouldn't be making money off of it, nor would they be able to stay in business. That being said, I shall quote myself to what I said to my subscribers roughly a day ago as my last words on this matter. Thievery is never okay, nor is deciding to make a call-out video just to get white knights in the chat to be protective. Always do the right thing when it comes to art or anything else. Always. Always ask for permission first, before you ever promote a piece of art of a character you legally don't own and are making profit off of. It is not right to steal the earnings from an artist who is working from paycheck to paycheck. It's petty and immature to never ask permission before posting a piece of art on your video. If you even say, "Oh yeah, this OC is from DA," it does not fully credit the artist, and it never will. It is only an excuse for you to get revenue from not being truthful. This world is already screwed up enough as it is from us as human beings doing to it. Let's not make it worse by not being truthful when it comes to any type of fandom or community. Any fandom has its toxicity, but that does not mean we cannot be the bigger person in the matter and acknowledge our wrongdoings and make them right. Be smart, be safe, and always be truthful, regardless if it be about a piece of art or anything in general. You have to be truthful. Because how else will anyone believe you if you're only going to lie to everyone else? And that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace. 사랑 몹시